Hello again, students. We're ready for another flipped grammar lesson. This week for lesson 13, we will be learning about pronouns and antecedents. In order to complete this activity, you will need your Whisk worksheet and a pen or a pencil. Once you're all ready to go, on the Whisk worksheet, write down pronouns and antecedents under Unit of Study. Then, in the W section, write where and when you watched this video. Once you've done that, we're ready to get started. This week, our stories will revolve around the theme of natural disasters. So while we're learning about pronouns and antecedents, we will use several natural disaster examples. Let's start out with a definition. What is a pronoun? A pronoun is a word that takes the place of a noun in a sentence. Remember that a noun is a person, place, thing, or idea. A pronoun is a word that takes the place of that more specific word. The pronoun functions the same way that a noun does in a sentence, it's just saying the noun in another way. The reason we use pronouns is to avoid too much repetition in our writing. Let's take a look at some ways that pronouns are used in sentences. There are two ways that pronouns could be used in a sentence. The two types of pronouns are subject and object pronouns. Just like the name suggests, a subject pronoun takes the place of a noun that's in the subject of a sentence. The examples of subject pronouns are I, you, he, she, it, we, and they. There are other subject pronouns, but these are the most common ones that we'll be dealing with. Another type of pronoun is an object pronoun. Object pronouns follow action verbs, or they replace the nouns that are in the object of a preposition. These object pronouns are me, you, him, her, it, us, and them. All of these words could replace a noun in the object of a sentence. Now, notice that some of these are crossovers. You and it could be either subject or object pronouns. However, one very common mistake that students make is to confuse when they are allowed to use I and me. Remember, if I is replacing a word in the subject of the sentence, then you've used it correctly. You would never use the word me to replace a word in the subject of a sentence. That's for something that comes after a preposition or an action verb. The next term you need to understand this week is the term antecedent. What is an antecedent? An antecedent is the noun that a pronoun replaces. So, the noun that a pronoun replaces is called an antecedent. Let's think about this example. Miss Rule is our teacher. She teaches our class. In the second sentence, she is a pronoun that is replacing another word. In this case, the word that she is replacing is Miss Rule. So, Miss Rule is the antecedent of the pronoun she. One important thing to consider when you're choosing the correct pronoun to replace the noun in your sentence is that the pronoun must match the antecedent. There are two ways in which the antecedent and the pronoun need to match one another. The first way is gender. If the original noun or antecedent is masculine, then the pronoun must be masculine. If it's feminine, the pronoun must be feminine. In this case, neuter means that there's not a particular gender that is known or described by the word. Next, pronouns must match their antecedent in number. That means you're still thinking about whether a noun is singular or plural in order to choose the correct pronoun to replace it. On the next few slides, we will look for subject pronouns. We need to make sure that our subject pronouns match the antecedent in gender and in number. Let's look at a pair of sentences and then try to find the subject pronoun and the subject noun or antecedent that it is replacing. The driver stopped the car to get a closer look at the tornado. He should probably get back in and drive. In the second sentence, we use the word he, which is a subject pronoun. The antecedent for the word he is the driver. The driver is masculine and the number is singular, so he matches our antecedent, the driver. Now let's look at a picture to practice using object pronouns and their antecedents. The lava flows out of a volcano in Hawaii. A geologist uses a radar gun to study it. In the second sentence, we have the object pronoun it. It is referring back to the lava. It matches our antecedent, lava, because the gender is neuter, meaning we don't know if it's feminine or masculine, and the number is singular. So, it is an object pronoun replacing the antecedent, lava. For the next few pictures, I would like for you to look at the sentences and try to find out what is the pronoun. Then, figure out what noun that pronoun is replacing. Remember, the noun that the pronoun is replacing is called the antecedent. Let's take a look at our first sentence. Rescuers came to save them after Hurricane Katrina. What is the pronoun? Did you find the pronoun them? Them is an object pronoun, and it's plural, and it doesn't have a particular gender assigned to it, so what antecedent could we put as the word that them is replacing? You could have said people or family. In that case, the original sentence would have been, rescuers came to save the family after Hurricane Katrina. Let's try another one. Take a look at this picture and the sentence and try to find the pronoun. Then, think about what noun it could be replacing. She had to work in a tent hospital after the earthquake in Haiti. What is the pronoun? Did you find the subject pronoun she? She is singular and it's also feminine, so what is the antecedent or noun that she is replacing? You might have said the doctor or given her a name such as Dr. Smith. In that case, the word doctor or Dr. Smith is being replaced by the pronoun she. Let's give it one more try. Look at the sentence and try to find the pronoun. Then, try to identify the antecedent that it could be replacing. The tsunami caused the water to push it into the city. What is the pronoun in this sentence? Did you find the object pronoun it? It is singular and neuter, meaning it doesn't have a gender. So, what antecedent could it be replacing? I hope you identified the boat as the antecedent for the pronoun it. That's it. I hope you have a better understanding of what is a pronoun and what is an antecedent. If not, feel free to go back and watch this video again before you complete the WISC worksheet. Once you're ready, in the S section, write a 5-sentence summary of what you learned from the video. Then, in the Q section, write a question you might have about something you did not understand in the video. If you have no questions, then create a test question for your classmates. Make sure you have this assignment completed on time and turned in by the due date. We'll see you next time.